This is breaking news from ThailandTV.news. Now all the Thailand news is in one place. The latest reports from around the clock and around the world. Breaking Thailand news from all the world's top news sources, translated into 11 languages and updated 24 hours a day. Here's Ali with more.
ThailandTV.news has it all. The latest news, weather and sports updates, plus up-to-the-minute events listings and fun things to do in Thailand. And that's not all. There's also entertainment, lifestyle, and travel news, including the latest visa information. If it's happening in Thailand, you'll find it here at ThailandTV.news.
It's all here at ThailandTV.news. All the latest news, weather, sports, they even cover ice hockey. It's all done at ThailandTV.news. Yes, it's all the Thailand news, all in one place.
This is Thailand's biggest night for hockey. This is Hockey Night in Thailand.
So, alright, in another lifetime, a long time, as I step on my own headphone cord, a long time ago I used to broadcast ACC tournaments in basketball where we would do every game, right? Over the course of 3-4 days of the tournament, we'd do 4 games in a day, and you'd see buzzer beaters, you'd see these dramatic finishes, and then you have to just clear your head, have a bottle of water or a coffee, and then get right back on and talk about a different game. I feel like that. It's been 15 years since I felt like that, trying to figure out how in the world do you transition to game 2 after the game 1 we just saw, but now we do it. And this is the game that before today we thought was going to be the real potential barn burner. Anyway, let me take 1 second and recap the first game before we get into game number 2. It's the SHL playoffs. If you're just joining us, best of 3 series, winner moves on to the championship game. We saw a winner in the first game as KCG eliminated Aware, but that, you talk about the headline not telling the full story, what a game we just watched.
It was fantastic from start to finish. It was a close game all the way through it. There was never more than a 2-goal differential. It ended up being a 4-3 score. There were 2-man power play, 1-man power play in the last 5 minutes of the game, with Aware having that one-man or two-man advantage. They could have popped one in to tie it up. It just didn't happen. But it was fun watching it in the last 5. It was fun watching the whole 51 minutes of the game.
So the only team that can punch their ticket to join KCG in the championship game would be SIAM Mandalay. They have a 1-0 lead against LEXICON Lumberjacks in this best of 3 series. They were a heavy underdog entering the series, but they certainly didn't play like it. In the first game, they won 4-1, and we've already gone further in this hockey game than we did in the last game without a goal. They scored 8 seconds in.
Yeah.
So now let's clear our heads, have a donut, and move on to this game. SIAM Mandalay wearing the white jerseys, trimmed in green and black. LEXICON in the blue, trimmed in yellow and black. And Ken Kinborn quickly snaps a shot high. Our goalkeeper matchup, Igor Sikora in net for SIAM Mandalay. Lance Parker for Lexicon, and that's the same matchup we saw in Game 1 when they were both solid, but Sikora made the saves when he needed to give SIAM Mandalay that 4-1 victory. The real story in that game was the play of that top line, in particular Tom Stasny and Mike Friesen, who were borderline unstoppable. 2 goals and an assist for Friesen in Game 1. Stasny, 1 goal and 2 assists. Neither of them take that back. Friesen started on the bench. Stasny's on the ice, but Friesen comes out now for his first shift. Here's Justin Saint-Denis snapping one wide over the net. Adam Gottschalk, Greg Beattie, Keith Mueller, and the entire crew here. As we start the game, it's Lexicon moving from right to left. Ed McConnell defensively got a piece. That actually wasn't McConnell. That was Andrew Sia, 8, not 18, who got a piece of that one and helped prevent a tap-in opportunity on a pretty good look straight away to start the game for Lexicon. A full roster for the Lexicon Lumberjacks, no subs for the guys in blue. That's rare this time of year, but they're healthy. Now here's Friesen, 1-on-3, no numbers. Stasny's behind him. Friesen just tried to take a quick snapshot. It was bothered and blocked, and Hill collected neutral ice. So SIAM Mandalay moves from left to right as you watch it at home, and Lexicon, who has the puck now, is moving from right to left. That's Roger Promtong, 88 in blue, chasing after the puck. He missed last game. One of the star forwards for Lexicon, so it's great for them to have him back in the lineup, especially when they were struggling to find goals. The only goal scored by Lexicon in the last game was, I believe, Kimarola with the assist to Saint-Denis and Ken Kinborn. Greg, now that we have a chance, about 2.5 minutes in, abbreviated pregame show, tell me your keys to the game. First of all, for SIAM Mandalay, what did they do right last week, and how do they continue today?
Well, they scored the first goal. They got the right momentum. They had their top line, as you mentioned, Friesen and Stasny, playing up even above their level. I mean, they were on fire. I'll tell you, when I was watching the guys warm up, the two teams warm up, it seemed that... There's
Friesen, sorry. He got Kinborn on his back foot. It dribbles a shot towards the net. Didn't quite get everything on that one, and Parker stays low to make the stop. Saku Rantanen will chase it down and hold it in momentarily for SIAM Mandalay. He'll tap it back to himself behind the net. Rantanen flings one out to nowhere that'll go the length of the ice, but no icing as Sikora will come out of the goal crease to collect. You may continue.
Yeah, I was watching the guys in the warm-up, and it just seemed that SIAM Mandalay was a lot more organized and energized. Lumberjacks seemed rather lackadaisical, but you know what? When they drop the puck, they've had all the action. They've had all the play. They look very strong tonight, the Lumberjacks.
Kim Arola overlaps with Kinborn. Those two guys are going to be the story if Lexicon is going to have a better offensive output in this game. You got to think it's the three that we see right in front of us on the ice. Ken Kinborn, Dennis Omelka, and Kim Arola. Those three have to be the story. As there have been stretches this season when Lexicon has struggled a bit to score goals. When that's not been the case, it's been those three guys along with Justin Saint-Denis who have led the way.
Yeah, Justin Saint-Denis, he's always dangerous out there, and he's been hot lately.
Arola carries in himself, but loses the puck momentarily and picks it back up. He'll drop it back there. Saint-Denis, a little chip shot opportunity in front of the net, but Sikora was in the right position. That was Jari Irikainen who was able to hold the line and get that one down low.
Yeah, that was a good call on the shot. It was a chip shot. He had the 9-iron out there, but it was a good save by Igor.
Promtong wins the draw, but it's taken back quickly. Then another turnover. Mark Vatsis holds it in to Adam Williams for Lexicon. Williams' shot trying to get Promtong to deflect it. It goes wide. Friesen collects and slings it across the ice to Stasny. He is on sides, and he's able to take it away from Williams for a moment, but Williams got inside position. No score, 4 shots for Lexicon, 1 for SIAM Mandalay here. We are 5.5 minutes into the game. Ralph Dittmer plays it around to Simpson. Puck still loose, and then skate to stick. Mike Friesen will come away with it for SIAM Mandalay. Look, objectively on paper, it's not controversial to say that Lexicon is the better team. Their record was I'll tell you after this. Mike Friesen in alone. Friesen a shot, and that hit the inside of the post. I think that was in.
I think
the buzzer sounded. That should have been called a goal, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that was
from up here. That was in and back out. But the official says play on. The buzzer had already sounded in the arena.
Well, we need to see that one on replay.
Either way, play continues. There is no instant replay, and very nearly Mark Vatsis had an opportunity to instead score the other way. Scoreboard still reads 0-0. I will reserve judgment on whether that was correct or not. There is no argument on the spot from the SIAM Mandalay side. They may just be playing on, but from up here, what we saw is that looked like a goal. The official said no, and that's how it is. And without the benefit of replay, we'll take the officials at their word. Not that I've ever done that before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a goal. And you're right, there's no protest, but they were not at the same advantage point to see that shot and that goal.
Ken Kinborn, what a move. Kinborn in, shoots wide. So the scoreboard stays 0-0. Probably would have an argument that it could be 1-0 SIAM Mandalay. However, again, as I said, the team did not protest, including Mike Friesen, who would have been the goal scorer. And Friesen, as the captain, would have had the right to protest and argue. Therefore, the game continues, no score, and that is how it will stand for now. Camerola has it pickpocketed, but a little too aggressive on the pass for Sia, and it ends up being an icing call against SIAM Mandalay. So, looks like we're in for another good game. We certainly saw one in Game 1. What I was starting to say before I was rudely interrupted by an exciting hockey game was that objectively, Lexicon Lumberjacks 14-3-1, SIAM Mandalay 3-14-1. Lexicon is a better team. SIAM Mandalay did not play the first game like an underdog. They played the first game like they expected to win, and they did win. Here's Jeff Bonazzo comes in, kick save from Lance Parker. Dittmer able to hold the line momentarily, but Lexicon will gain possession at least for a moment. The only sub in this game wears 12 in white. That's Sean Berg. Other than that one player, it's pretty close to full roster strength on both sides. Oh, nifty play defensively. Panahong Zwadi got a stick in the passing lane, and he's racing to the puck. Andrew Sia is able to corral it and actually got an advantage by that puck getting stuck in the skates of the official. That slowed it down and allowed SIAM Mandalay to stay on side. Wow, that is a CJ Gamble shot from a terrible angle that Parker kept out of the net, but maybe not the most graceful save of Parker's career. In the scoreboard, it will read a save, and a scoreless hockey game continues, now 4 shots aside. Man, good things happen when you throw the puck at the net. Coaches will tell you that, and CJ Gamble just put one on the crease. Adam Williams tees one up. That shot goes wide. It may have been deflected.
Yeah, that shot was from a bad angle. It was almost by accident that Lance saved it.
That one hit the body of Dan Sinagulia, who was down in front of the net, and it's a turnover. Long entry pass, Gamble trying to thread the needle to Friesen, but it's intercepted. Ken Kinborn back, his shot goes wide, and Stasny will be the closest to the puck. He'll chip one on ahead for Friesen. Friesen's able to get there, but has to circle back out to neutral ice. Kinborn again. Johnny on the spot to collect. There's a turnover and a 2-on-1 developing. Friesen has Stasny with him, gets the puck to him. Back to Friesen, there's a goal! That one counts!
Whoa, tic-tac-toe, wow.
Give Mike Friesen his 3rd playoff goal in 2 games after a 36-point, 15-goal regular season. And SIAM Mandalay strikes first for the 2nd consecutive game.
That's a pretty passing play. I thought it was going to be one pass too many, but I was proven wrong. That was a great goal.
Justin Saint-Denis into the middle, but it's intercepted, and now Stasny, 3-on-3, will come back. Bonazzo and McConnell with him, but McConnell kind of lost control of the puck as he was dancing to stay on sides. Bonazzo was blazing into his right, and it ends up a turnover. Dennis Omelka for Lexicon will enter the zone. Omelka poke-checked away. Nice defensive play. That was McConnell again, and now McConnell has it. It's him one-on-one against Omelka, and he'll just drift one in. Stasny will attempt to collect, and he does actually win the foot race with Shakhnovsky to the puck. Stasny behind the net. Lost possession, though, as he tried to jam it in. Arola has it. He'll flip one out looking for Kinborn. Glove down by Rantanen, and that's a whistle, and they'll say a
Hand pass.
hand pass. You know, it's hard to explain the season that Lexicon has had. They were the league's #1 team, but that doesn't tell the complete story. It was, I believe, a 4-game winning streak, followed by a 4-game losing streak, followed by a 10-game winning streak. So it's been a streaky team all year, and I think SIAM Mandalay reads that and is trying to put as much pressure on as they can until Lexicon figures out whatever's ailing them right now.
Yeah, the Lumberjacks always start out slow, so they're down 1 goal. That's not going to discourage them at all. Let's see what they do in the second and third period, because they're going to remain strong, regardless of the score.
Promtong with Irikainen next to him. CJ Gamble, nice play defensively to bother that pass. It trickles down the ice. They will not get the icing whistle as Williams was intentionally slowing down a little bit to let that. Oh, that's a steal right in front of the net. Steal, turnover, and a goal. What a one-man effort from Mike Friesen. Back-to-back games with 2 goals for Friesen. And the SIAM Mandalay captain has all of a sudden put a lump in the stomach of every Lexicon Lumberjacks player. The season on the line, now down 2 goals. You know, Lance Parker beats himself up when he allows a goal. However, what can you do? It's a turnover right in front of the goalie.
And Friesen gets the turnover. The last guy you'd want to have that guy standing in front of the net.
I mean, that was a 1-on-0. Mike Friesen in the regular season, 15 goals, now 4 so far in the playoffs, and he's staked his team to a 2-0 lead with 4 minutes remaining here in the opening period. That's a shot. Sikora doesn't see it. It's loose in front. Sia battling for it. Saint-Denis takes a whack at it, but Sikora finds it and covers.
Yeah, Igor looks like he's in for a good game tonight. He's
So do we.
Yes, yes,
Man,
we're all benefiting from this.
What a game. What a day of hockey it's been so far here.
Hey, this is the playoffs.
First game was one of the most exciting games I've seen in the SHL ever. Obviously, the ending was a little bit out of sorts. There will be plenty of time to talk about that during the week and when we get to championship Saturday. For now, though, plenty of hockey to be played here. That's a steal. Ken Kinborn takes it away. Kinborn, Saint-Denis, and Arola. Kinborn holds the line. I'm calling it now. Ken Kinborn's going to score in this hockey game. He is playing like a man possessed. It's like Stasny in the last game. You just see that Ken Kinborn really wants a better performance today. Arola has the puck. Puts one in front trying to find a drop pass to Saint-Denis. It was deflected away, but it stays Lexicon possession. Kinborn towards the crease and hit wide by Arola. It rolls into the corner. Sia trying to bat it along to Simpson, who will play it up the wall. Stasny deflects it out back to neutral ice, and now as many SIAM Mandalay players as possible will skate off for a line change. They get 2 of the guys rotated out for now. Arola with the puck. Stasny has him defensively. Sean Berg at 12 in white. First time we've seen him at least called his name in this game. And that's a little pass looking for Stasny. He's got a breakaway. 1-on-0. Tom Stasny in, fires, scores!
Wow. That shot was so fast, I didn't even see it. But it went in the top corner.
Have they
Glove
been
side.
saving their energy for 5 months to turn it on in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, anything can happen in the playoffs.
SIAM Mandalay taking it to the #1 seed Lexicon. They lead 3-0, and there's still 2 minutes left in the opening period, and that's not a fluky 3-0. It's been a tic-tac-toe passing play and then 2 breakaways. Lance Parker, really nothing he could do about any of those.
Oh, penalty.
And that's going to be a power play coming for SIAM Mandalay. I think that might be a hold or an interference, perhaps, as the call is going against Pan Hong Swati.
Yeah, that was a good call. Now, normally, if you're down 3-0 in the first period, you'd certainly be discouraged. But the Lumberjacks are not going to be that way because, as I said, they always get off to a slow start. This is not going to worry. Of course, they don't want to be in this position, but they're not going to be worried. There's still 2 periods left, plus 1 minute.
Friesen won the faceoff to himself. He was kind of caught up between his skates for a moment. Quick reminder to our affiliates, this is going to be a local break coming up. Saku Rantanen has it. You know, just because it's 3-0 doesn't mean that SIAM Mandalay feels like they're done. Still putting pressure on, and now with a power play, it'll carry over to the next period with 40 seconds left. 2 minutes remaining on the power play. Friesen has it. Friesen, nice pass looking for Bonazzo, but that saucer pass went a little high. Now right down to CJ Gamble. He was left alone in front. Nobody got a body on him. Deflected it wide. 25 seconds left in the period. Into the middle. There's a shot from Simpson, deflected up and still in play. Down to 18 seconds. Friesen has it. Friesen looking to Simpson. He'll circle back with 13 with 12 to Gamble. Chops one. I don't know whether he was looking for a pass or a shot. With 6, with 5. Friesen in the corner with 3, with 2. And the period's going to come to an end. 3-0. SIAM Mandalay. We'll try to make sense of that when we come back. It's the hockey playoffs for hockey's biggest night in Thailand. Hockey night in Thailand.
This is breaking news from ThailandTV.news. Now all the Thailand news is in one place. The latest reports from around the clock and around the world. Breaking Thailand news from all the world's top news sources, translated into 11 languages and updated 24 hours a day. Here's Ali with more.
ThailandTV.news has it all. The latest news, weather, and sports updates, plus up-to-the-minute events listings and fun things to do in Thailand. And that's not all. There's also entertainment, lifestyle, and travel news, including the latest visa information. If it's happening in Thailand, you'll find it here at ThailandTV.news.
It's all here at ThailandTV.news. All the latest news, weather, sports, they even cover ice hockey. It's all done at ThailandTV.news. Yes, it's all the Thailand news, all in one place.
Look, I'm going to put it into words what would probably go unspoken. SIAM Mandalay has a golden opportunity to advance to the championship, and in the championship, they would be facing a KCG team which has been the best in the league for most of this season, but will be playing the next game without Jan Isaacson and probably, reasonably, without Nick Lampson, who, in one man's opinion, should be suspended for the next game after losing his composure in the first game, getting in a fight that was a one-sided fight where he threw haymaker after haymaker at Matthew Maillard.
Yep.
I'm sure there may be mitigating circumstances we don't know about. However, say there's let's say, an above 50% chance that Lampson won't play next game. We know Isaacson won't be there. Can you imagine a circumstance in which a team that was 3-14 would be potentially entering the championship game as, if not a favorite, at least with an opportunity? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Hockey's a crazy sport.
Again, I keep saying anything can happen in the playoffs, but nobody wrote that script.
3-0 SIAM Mandalay, the 4 seed in the 4-team playoffs. Still plenty of time to go here, though, and LEXICON has every chance to make a run with the talent they have on their roster.
And lots of time left.
33 minutes and 30 seconds of game time remaining. That's an eternity. Tom Stasny for SIAM Mandalay. It is still a power play for 50 more seconds. Simpson comes in but loses possession. That's a takeaway from Arola. Gets it out, and now Ken Kinborn will chase it down and have an opportunity shorthanded to try and get a little shot off. Snaps one towards the cage. He was on the goal line, and it goes off the side of the goal. And with 30 seconds left, to the minor penalty to Panhong Zwadi. It'll be Simpson to chip it in. A little dump and chase, but there's nobody down there to chase, so I'm not quite sure whether that was the right move, and that'll just about run the clock down on the power play. Dennis Omelka is just going to run some clock here and give it back to Kinborn. If you're Lexicon, you've now killed off this power play, what do you do? How do you make this strategically? How do you make the run? Who are you looking at to be the catalyst to spark a potential comeback and save the season?
Well, I think it's the guy you mentioned already at the beginning of the game, number 5, Ken Kinborn. He's a defenseman, but he's a very offensive defenseman, and he's the biggest threat out there.
Arola shoots, blocked by Stasny. Back out to neutral ice. That one's going to smart a little bit. It caught Stasny on. He's a pro. He knows how to block a shot. He turned his body to get it off the thigh, but it still hurts. Kinborn tripped, but no penalty called. This guy's just bumped knees as he entered the offensive zone. John Shakhnovsky plays it along to Saint-Denis, who will wrestle forward in the corner but lose possession. Stasny, nifty pass to Friesen behind his back. 2-on-1 if they develop quickly. Saku Rantanen charging towards the net. Pretty nice job defensively. Shakhnovsky staying stride for stride with him. So now quickly back the other way. Here's Arola. We're down to 14 and a half minutes, second period. It's a 3-0 lead. For Lexicon, they would feel a whole lot better if they can break through on Igor Sikora. 9 shots, no goals so far. Arola will look to change that here, and a nice glove save. Sikora just saw that well and plucked it out of the air. You can tell he's locked in when you see a guy just snatch that puck out of the air with his glove.
Well, remember last game he made the save of the year, laying on his side and throwing up the glove, and wow, what a save that was! And I mean, that glove is coming up big again tonight.
Jeff Bonazzo will come away from that scrum with the puck and just gain the red line and chip it in. So Lexicon will reset. They're down by 3 goals and looking for a spark, but that won't help. Dan Sinaguglia just standing right in the way to pick off the pass and then get it back out. It hit a player.
Yep.
I think it hit a glove of a player who was hanging over the side of the players' bench, which gets us a whistle and a neutral zone face-off. Adam Gottschalk, Greg Beatty, Keith Mueller, and the entire crew bringing you what is one of the final games of what has been just an absolutely unpredictable SIAM Hockey League season.
Yeah, and both of these games so far, we're only halfway through this one, but it's an incredible night for hockey, you're right.
Promptong with the interception gets it to Kuprasov, who's tripped by Sinaguglia. No penalty call as Sinaguglia was prone on the ice and Kuprasov tripped over him, so nothing intentional about that in the eyes of the official. Kinborn hit by Sia, who loses it at the blue line, and Omelka will charge back to retreat and collect. Dennis Omelka skating as fast as he can, end to end. Now the arm comes up. Of all the potential penalty calls in this game, I'm surprised that that's the one that actually got the whistle. However, a trip will send Lexicon to a man advantage, and it's Andrew Sia who is being pointed towards the penalty box. And if I agreed or disagreed, it doesn't matter because Andrew Sia seems to not disagree. He's kind of shrugging as he skates off the ice and saying, yeah, my bad. Yeah. That one's on me.
It has been a little chippy out there tonight with some close checking. I think the referees in general are letting this one slide a little bit,
which I think we would both agree is
a good thing.
Is a good thing.
Yeah. Okay, we've got Sean Berg out there on D. I like him as a D. Let's see if he can come up with some big plays here.
Berg, along with Stasny, Friesen, and Simpson, are the 4 on the ice for SIAM Mandalay. The 5 on the power play for Lexicon, Kinborn and Omelka, the guys at the blue line. Forwards, Arola, Shakhnovsky, and Saint-Denis. There'll be Kinborn, the catalyst, finding Arola, nice pass across the ice, and he'll reach the corner on the right side and set the offense. Shakhnovsky just drops it back behind him to Arola. Dennis Omelka now comes in. Omelka back to Arola. Thought about teeing one up. Instead, he'll just keep the cycle going. Kinborn, snapshot, save, or hit a player in front. But either way, did not get into the net. And it comes back out to neutral. Stasny fighting for it, trying to bother Arola. And now he's fighting with Omelka. This is a pretty nice penalty-killing effort from Tom Stasny. And he just single-handedly caused about 20 seconds to run off the clock.
Yeah, he's a smart player. And there's proof.
Well, and they smell blood in the water at this point and trying to take it to Lexicon and not allow them back in the game, because at some point you have to imagine the Lexicon Lumberjacks are too good to not find their footing, and that's a start. Kim Arola, a wrist shot power play goal. They finally solve Sikora. And just shy of halfway through this hockey game, Lexicon is on the scoreboard. It's now a 3-1 lead for SIAM Mandalay.
Yeah, you can see the Lumberjacks, they were down 3 goals. They stayed composed. They weren't worried. They kept playing their game. All they have to do is get one back, 1 goal at a time.
So 2 goals in 2 games, that's it for Lexicon. But both of them off the stick of Kim Arola, who led the team with 20 goals in the regular season. That's a nice deflection from McConnell in front, as he got a chunk of that shot from Sinagulia. Lexicon Lumberjacks score their first goal on their 12th shot of the game. SIAM Mandalay, not a lot of shots here in the second period. They've been playing a bit more conservatively, or perhaps Lexicon has simply just been playing more aggressively. Promtong waits and stays on sides, drops back to Irikainen. 2-man game, gets it back to Promtong. Lexicon trying to mount a comeback here. You see Vatsis calling for it. He jams it into Sikora's body. Sikora didn't see it, but the shot just found him, and now it's going to be an icing the other way. So here comes Lexicon.
You're right, SIAM Mandalay hasn't really tested Lance Parker in the second period at all.
Quickly, this gives us a chance to tell you about a program called OTR. It's a food, culture, and history program that I've been working on. We passed the 25,000 subscriber mark today, so that's a nice little milestone to hit. And if you've never checked this out, please do. YouTube.com/OTR on the road, and look for the video called The Donut, which is all about the SIAM Hockey League, and particularly number 92 in white, Thomas Stasny. That puck got across the blue line, and it's going to be an offsides. Kinborn chuckling a little bit as he tried to hide it, but official was right on top of it.
Yes, I've watched several episodes of OTR, and not only are they entertaining, but they're educational.
I should tell you, by the way, about OTR. You can find us on Thailand TV, as well as Airy.tv, and it's Channel 99. Tom Stasny could not get past Kinborn, who chips it in towards Sikora, and he'll just shrug it aside. Tom Stasny and Ken Kinborn. I like watching those two go against each other. It's the coach of the Thai national team, Stasny, against his own captain in Kinborn. And Justin Saint-Denis picks up a loose puck and pokes it home past Sikora. And in 3 minutes, a 3-0 lead has become 3-2. Lexicon Lumberjacks, Justin Saint-Denis cleaning up the garbage on a loose puck. And here comes Lexicon saying, wait just a minute, our season's not over quite yet.
Yep, here come the Lumberjacks.
Saint-Denis had an assist in Game 1, and now he's got himself a goal in Game 2, and now Lexicon, the team just like SIAM Mandalay in the first period, that is dictating the pace of the game. Omelka has it poke checked away. Arola, you got to wonder how much energy SIAM Mandalay expended in that dominant first period. Kinborn has it bounce off his stick and out to neutral ice. SIAM Mandalay still leads, but psychologically up here it doesn't feel like it. This feels like it could be anybody's hockey game. There's a centering pass in the middle that Stasny deflects away from Saint-Denis. 3-2 our score. SIAM Mandalay scored the game's first 3 goals, the last 2 for Lexicon, now trying to make it 3 in a row. That's a cross-ice pass from Shakhnovsky to Arola. That was beautiful. Just a couple inches behind him, though, and it goes into the corner where Stasny digs it out, then chips one across the ice to Bonazzo. He cannot quite field it cleanly enough to get a breakaway, but it's still Lexicon possession. Now looking for Stasny on the deflection. Instead, it's off the stick of Shakhnovsky, who chips it above the goal. And here comes Lexicon. The speed of this game has increased on both sides here in the second period. Omelka gets around Simpson, now trying to get around Berg, but Simpson recovers and chases that one down. 5.5 minutes to play here in the second period. That one stays in on the line. Kuprasov barely held that one in and then threw a little shot towards the goal. Somehow that hit. Bonazzo wasn't even looking for the puck. That's how good that pass was. It hit him in the stick and nearly sprung a breakaway. But instead, it's Kinborn back the other way who fires one high. In front of the goal, Sikora stands strong. And now 3-on-1. Sinagulya leads it with Friesen. Sinagulya snaps a shot. Parker with a nice save. Friesen was open on the wing on the right side, and he is a little frustrated that the pass didn't come his way as there was nobody on him. Now here's Irikainen's shot, and Sikora had trouble with it, but holds on and gets the whistle.
Nice save by Lance because he hasn't had a lot of shots, so he's going to be a little bit cold. He came up with a big save there. Big save on a hard shot. And, you know, I think I'm looking at the ice now. This is one of the first times I've seen the ice without number 5 from the Lumberjacks on it. Ken Kinborn is not out there right now. Surprise, surprise.
It must be a typo. Is that how that works?
Yeah. I mean, he's played more than 90% of the time on the ice.
Kuprasov gets his stick on it for Lexicon to hold it in. It'll eventually work its way around to Jari Irikainen. Rantanen has him. That one centered beautifully to Vatsis, who chipped at it but couldn't get it on net. And finally, Sinagulya comes over and takes it away. He'll flip one out towards McConnell, then Rantanen. Rantanen gets it along right side to CJ Gamble. 3-on-3, no numbers. Gamble hooks off nicely and just feeds one slowly around behind the net where McConnell will chase it down. Ed McConnell in number 18 will chip it back behind him, but the only one there waiting for it was Panhong Swati. At the blue line, held in, Sinagulya winds and fires right off the stick of Hong Swati, and then he recovered in time to have another shot, which was also blocked by Panhong Swati. Still not out. McConnell has it. His shot was bothered by Vatsis. At least 3 blocks on that possession from Lexicon, but a long, extended offensive look for the second line of SIAM Mandalay. No numbers as Vatsis carries in. He was bothered by Sinagulya. And it's big number 91 in white who comes away with the puck, feeds McConnell. We're down to the final 2.5. Stasny with a shot. And that was probably destined to go high. It did get a piece of Parker. That one deflected by Stasny. Kind of caught him in the skates, but right at Parker. So after the onslaught from Lexicon Lumberjacks, a nice couple of possessions for SIAM Mandalay. Kinborn lets one fly. Didn't get all of that. We certainly have what promises to be regardless of the next 2.5 minutes, a brilliant third period coming where, just like last game, I don't think any of us can predict what's going to happen. I think none of us would have predicted what would have happened in the last third period when a single-handed Herculean effort from Nick Lampson won the game for KCG and also single-handedly almost lost the game for KCG.
Yeah, topsy-turvy.
That one held into the blue line by Kinborn, centers it, and a nice play from Ken Kinborn to get that one into the middle of the ice. However, not quite enough to get the connection he was looking for, and it ends up being an icing. So the faceoff will come right back to the offensive zone for Lexicon. Quick reminder, I know we still have 90 seconds left in the period, but for our network affiliates, get ready. It's your commercial break coming up when this period comes to a conclusion. Shots on goal, 17-12, favoring Lexicon. I believe, unscientifically, as I don't have the actual numbers in front of me, but I believe only 3 shots in this entire second period for SIAM Mandalay. I think they were at 9 after 1, if memory serves.
Two different teams from SIAM Mandalay, the first period and the second period. In the first period, they were like explosive, 3 goals. This period, no goals.
Friesen's clearing attempt chips off a stick and hits the netting out of play behind the net. Igor Sikora takes a long skate around to regain his own focus. He's played very well. He's been beaten twice this period, but he has withstood a lot of challenges in the last 2 playoff games for SIAM Mandalay as they continue to lead. That one ends up deflected right on the stick of Saint-Denis. We saw him score on a broken play like that earlier in this hockey game. Now the puck's still loose in the corner. It'll be chipped around, and Stasny's going to get a stick on it. Kinborn and Stasny, man, those 2 guys have just been at each other this entire game. It's been so much fun as a fan to watch as those 2 they've had each other's assignments, and I'm sure they will when the third period begins in just a moment. 3-2 SIAM Mandalay, and if they can hang on, they will earn a spot in the championship game, or does Lexicon have something to say about it? It's the playoffs, hockey's biggest night in Thailand. Back after this. I can't get it today. The 6th of 6 periods of hockey that we have watched in our doubleheader today. SIAM Mandalay leading Lexicon 3-2. This has been all you could ask for and then some in the SHL hockey playoffs.
But the only thing we haven't seen is an overtime period. That's about it. And who knows what's in store for us in this third period.
Jeff Bonazzo with Friesen and Stasny. That first line that's been so dynamic in this postseason carries the puck in for SIAM Mandalay. They really, really do not want this to go to a decisive Game 3. Not with a 3-0 lead in this game, which has evaporated, but not completely, and Igor Sikora will save and squeeze that one.
Yep, smart play by Igor. He's going to cover up everything that he stops, get the whistle, and strategize with the clock.
Give you a quick reset. The goals in this game today for SIAM Mandalay, 2 from Friesen and 1 from Stasny. That's not correct. 1 from, who scored the third goal for SIAM Mandalay? That one deflected and bothered wide. Trying to read my own notes, but my ink just started smudging, and now I can't see what I wrote. Doesn't matter. We'll get back to that in a moment. First, the game's still continuing. Ken Kinborn has it with Dennis Omelka. Kim Arola was the first goal scorer for Lexicon. Justin Saint-Denis scored the second. Kinborn into the middle. It was Stasny, by the way. I was correct. Who got this the third goal, because you remember he had that breakaway.
The breakaway.
Dennis Omelka into the middle, and Sikora stuck that stick out, swept it away, but not out. Now it's out. Jeff Bonazzo sacrificing the body and getting down on the ice. To reset again for you, it is Lexicon in the blue, SIAM Mandalay in the white and green. Here in this third period, Lexicon will be shooting at the goal on the left, SIAM Mandalay shooting at the goal on your right as you watch. SIAM Mandalay won the first game in this best-of-3 series. They are the lowest seed in the hockey playoffs for the SHL. Lexicon, the highest seed, however, potentially 14 and a half minutes away from a first-round upset of epic proportions. Whoever wins this series will face off against KCG, which earned their spot in the championship game by virtue of a scintillating 4-3 win in Game 1. There's a steal. Here comes Kinborn. Simpson back defensively, makes a nice play. Puck loose in front, and Sia got enough of it to keep Saint-Denis from an empty net as the goalkeeper Sikora was down and out.
That's out.
Williams will circle back out to neutral and overlap with the Rolla. 19 shots for Lexicon, only 13 for SIAM Mandalay in the game, and only 4 since the end of the first period. However, they still maintain the lead. Kinborn on sides, gets in, feeds Arola back to Kinborn. The pass was just behind him, or he had a wide open cage. That one loose behind the net, and SIAM Mandalay at this point is just sucking wind. They need to get the puck out of their defensive zone. Lexicon just owning time of possession here at the beginning of the third period. That one's still not out. Arola, who's now at the blue line as Adam Williams had rotated down low, held the line. However, finally, it's cleared, although not for long. And now Lexicon's going to try and catch SIAM Mandalay in a line change. Shakhnovsky rips one. Sikora gets over and gets just enough of it. Arola behind the net, circles in, and Sikora is able to use his body to prevent the opportunity from Arola. Now Jeff Bonazzo guarded by Williams. Bonazzo fighting for it, and it trickles out to neutral where Gamble will chase down Kinborn. Kinborn wins the battle. All Lexicon here in the third period, but nothing to show for it yet. Stasny with the interception, but lost control of the puck. Tried to drop it back, but there was nobody behind him, and that's a bad turnover. However, recovering with Sean Berg, who gets a block, it's still in the possession of Lexicon. They trail by 1. They have the puck. Roger Promtong, who missed Game 1 in this series, passes off the boards to Omelka, returns the pass to Promtong, and a nice save from Sikora, who has been steady in net, done just enough, although it's getting dicey here in the late stages of this hockey game. Now 20 shots for Lexicon, and SIAM Mandalay they are hanging on for dear life.
They are. I mean, since the first period, it seems like the Lumberjacks have had puck control for at least 75% of the time.
Tom Stasny is in the face-off circle against Pan Hongswati, and Stasny wins the draw for SIAM Mandalay. They'll clear to Bonazzo, but the pass a little bit too far, and it will go the length of the ice. The icing is washed out. That's the correct call. Saw Ken Kinborn was skating as slow as I was speaking, as he was hoping that one would slowly trickle across the goal line. But no matter, it's Lexicon possession. Mark Vatsis calls for it in the center of the ice, but it's deflected and taken away. And now a breakaway opportunity for Sinagulia, although there's quickly collapsing on defense 2 players for Lexicon to prevent him from having a chance. And Hongswati cleanly steals the puck from Bonazzo. Dennis Omelka, you saw that gesture with his hand just now as he looks at his team and he says, guys, slow it down. So here comes the Lexicon charge, down by a goal with the season on the line. Irikainen stripped of the puck, and now it's offside. There's a delayed penalty call coming, and this one's going to go against SIAM Mandalay. Lexicon's going to have a power play opportunity to tie this hockey game. I did not see what the call was. However, it is a call nonetheless, and we'll sort it out when the officials give the indication. Still has not officially been touched up, but Sean Berg will finally get back there. And along with Sinagulia, they'll make the touch.
So it's going to be against Jeff Bonazzo. I don't know what the call is going to be either. I did see the play. I don't think it was a penalty.
What could it have been?
I don't know, interference, slashing, eye sticking.
I mean, I saw nothing that looked like a penalty. I thought maybe it might have been away from the puck. Jeff Bonazzo looks as confused as I do, but again, we don't have an instant replay here. Maybe there was something that, maybe it was a delayed call on something that we didn't see?
I saw it. It wasn't a penalty.
Well, now, we saw a penalty prove decisive in the first game when a call that, let's say, I vehemently disagreed with at the time ended up leading to the power play that tied the game for KCG, who ultimately won and eliminated Aware. Let's see if Lexicon can do exactly the same thing here and tie the game on a dubious power play. That would be a rerun of the first game, but a lot of hockey still to be played in this game today.
Yep, just under 10 minutes. 2 minutes left in the penalty.
Friesen wins the faceoff, and Simpson behind the net will clear with help from Stasny, who baseball bats it down the ice. Clock running. It is 2.5 minutes if you've never watched these games before. Power plays are an extra 30 seconds because there's no stoppages. Kinborn shoots it wide. Sikora did get a piece of it, and Saint-Denis quickest to the puck to maintain possession for Lexicon. Omelka has it. The 5 on the ice for Lexicon, which this is a critical juncture of this hockey game. Kinborn, Omelka, Arola, Saint-Denis, and Shakhnovsky. Kinborn has it. Looks down below. Nice pass to Omelka. Back to Kinborn. Tees up a pass, and it's intercepted brilliantly by Friesen, who just flings it down the ice. Lance Parker, as fast as he can, chasing that puck down out from his goal crease to keep the play alive with 60 seconds left on the power play. Omelka felt he got slashed by Stasny. Pass back to Kinborn. What a rocket shot, but Sikora read that one cleanly. Kicks it aside. Saint-Denis behind the cage. 50 seconds left in the power play. We are in the third period, and Lexicon's season comes down to these next 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Justin Saint-Denis skips a pass across ice, but it's just out of reach of Kinborn, and it goes back to neutral. And now with half a minute on the power play, Berg trying to swat at that puck. Sia also back there. It's loose. Shakhnovsky first man to it, and he'll play it around the end boards where Arola holds the line. John Shakhnovsky into the middle. That one deflected. Saint-Denis almost did the same thing he did earlier in this game and clean up a bouncing puck in front of the goal, but this time Sikora was able to get a piece of it. Kinborn has that one deflected. It ends up on Andrew Sia's stick, and he'll saucer it out to neutral ice, and the penalty has expired. We are back to 5 aside, and now 7.5 minutes left. Lexicon Lumberjacks desperately needing a goal. Kim Arola trying to create. That one got deflected and goes high. Stasny didn't see that the puck was right behind him. He does recover in time, however. Bats at it. Puck loose in the corner. Eventually ends up a Lexicon possession. Irikainen floats one that comes all the way out and back across both blue lines. Still, only 1 shot on goal this period for SIAM Mandalay. Only 4 shots in the last 2 periods for SIAM Mandalay, but they lead. And now Tom Stasny will chase this down. Stasny, he got a break on a guy. Stasny gets free. He's got 2 players with him. Feeds McConnell. Stasny probably should have shot that one, but it's still held in. Simpson manages to keep possession. Stasny's in the middle. Simpson there, but not so McConnell on the ice. Stasny calling for a line change. Sinagulia's out there. He'll fire. Does not get through. So Stasny off. Gamble in. SIAM Mandalay possession, but that's a turnover, as that one was just a little bit behind the intended target. And now here comes Panhong Swati. Pickpocketed for a moment by McConnell. I thought he'd get that one cleanly. Instead, it's Sinagulia who comes up with it, but either way, that goes as a turnover. And a turnover right back the other way. And a whistle and an offsides. As I did not see Korn Q Prasov, who had not cleared the zone yet, but that's the cause of that whistle.
Yeah, I thought he should have shot it too. The only blessing in disguise there is they had puck control for about 2.5 minutes there, which they haven't. That's the first time in about 2 periods that they've had some puck control. It looks like we've got a goaltending equipment issue.
I think
with Igor.
Yeah, it looked like Sikora was just refastening one of his pads, I guess, on the right leg. So 5 minutes, 46 seconds left to go. With the season on the line, you would think that Lexicon would look at potentially maybe 2.5 minutes left when they consider pulling the goalkeeper. I mean, you lose this game, your season ends.
Yeah, you're right. Normally you'd wait 1 minute, but you're right. Because of the situation here, they're probably going to do it like at least 1.5 minutes, possibly 2.
The offense just has not been there for Lexicon in this postseason, and I don't quite know how to explain it. But only 3 goals in 2 games for the league's #1 team. Give some credit to SIAM Mandalay. They have played an effective defensive game plan, and this guy, Mike Friesen, along with 92 Stasny, have provided all the offense necessary. All the scoring in this game belongs to those 2 goals from Friesen, 1 from Stasny. And it's Stasny who has it, looking for a deflection from Friesen in the middle, but it skips on through, and Saint-Denis will pick it up for Lexicon with 5 minutes left to go. Stasny intercepts and deflects it back out where Rantanen was waiting, but here's Dennis Omelka back for Lexicon. Xie has him defensively, but Omelka wins that battle. He'll hook off, waiting for help. Down below to Arola, and he'll just put one out in the direction of Kinborn, but Kinborn was tied up with Saku Rantanen, and it just harmlessly floats back out to neutral ice. 4.5 minutes left. Here's Justin Saint-Denis. He's got Shakhnovsky charging towards the net, tries to find him on the pass. That was beautifully done, but Sikora stands strong. Back to Arola. Kim Arola comes in, fires, and Sikora makes a save. That was the best chance for Lexicon here in the third period.
Point blank. Okay, so number 5, Ken Kinborn, came out of the bench, and let's just see if he plays the rest of the game, a full 5 minutes. He's still out there, of course.
Well, I mean, he's played all but about 2 minutes of this game so far. SIAM Mandalay won the faceoff, and the puck is chipped out to neutral ice. Dennis Omelka chasing after it, bothered by Bonazzo. Bonazzo doing some forechecking, trying to win possession behind the Lexicon goal crease, but at least running some clock. John Shakhnovsky has the puck taken off his stick by Stasny, who floats it back out. Sorry, by Friesen, who has it back out to neutral ice. Kinborn with Arola, Omelka, Saint-Denis, and who am I missing? John Shakhnovsky. Those are the 5 on the ice who are going to try and even the score, and those 5 will likely be on the ice, as Greg just said, for much of the remaining 3 minutes of this game, barring a goal. Omelka's shot bothered by Stasny. Still in the zone offensively, Kim Arola. Under 3 minutes left on the clock. There's some traffic in front as Shakhnovsky was tied up with Sean Berg. Arola plays it along the end boards to Ken Kinborn. Wrist shot stopped by Sikora, and he will cover.
So we got a timeout here. I'm not sure who called it. Which team?
I would guess it would be Lexicon, but
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I think we're almost at the point with 2.5 minutes left where they may be deciding, do they want to pull the goalkeeper already?
What? Penalty?
Okay, I don't mean to leave you alone as a viewer, but I'm trying to hear the official and sort this out. Jeff Bonazzo is in the penalty box.
He must have said something to the referee over there.
It's a misconduct against Jeff Bonazzo, which gives Lexicon a non-hockey related power play
For the rest of the game?
for the rest of the game. You have just leveled up Igor Sikora. Can you beat the big boss, right?
And if they pull the goalie,
It would be a
six
6
skaters,
on 4?
6 skaters to 4.
No, I don't think he's just a misconduct penalty on him. I don't think it's going to take a player off. There's no player that's going to be.
I see.
Okay.
How does that work?
Oh, misconduct doesn't take a player off.
Well, misconduct would potentially be, that would mean that we're not going to see
He's just-
Bonazzo. But I mean, with 2
Bonazzo's
minutes
off.
left in the
He's
game, it
off.
does. Yeah, fair enough. It would mean he's. I want to sort out what happened on that. That doesn't quite, none of that quite adds up to me. Either way, let's reset for you. It's 5 aside. No power play. It was a penalty, but not a power play. And now Lance Parker's off. Sikora catches and decides to play on instead of swallowing that one. Andrew Ciel will chase it down. We're under 2.5 minutes left, and Lance Parker is on the bench trying to even the score. Lexicon Lumberjacks, their season ends if they cannot score in the next 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Kim Arola back to Omelka. Kinborn, he's been quiet today, at least as far as the scoreboard goes, if not his gameplay. Saint-Denis, one-touch shot goes wide. It was the right idea from Justin Saint-Denis, but just a couple feet to the right of Sikora. That one handcuffed him, but he stays with it. In a one-goal game, under 2 minutes left, the clock stops on that whistle, so with 1 minute, 52 seconds left, it'll be an offensive zone face-off.
Well, my heart's pounding. This is quite a finish.
I think my heart stopped about 15 minutes ago. It might be the sugar crash, though we had a few donuts. Kim Arola in the face-off circle against Friesen. It's Arola who will win it, but now Stasny's off to the races with an empty net, trying to put the icing on the cake. SIAM Mandalay will almost assuredly be playing for the SHL Championship. Do you believe it?
Nope, I don't. Wow.
Tom Stasny. Look, okay, Greg, take me back to 3 nights ago. When you came on Thursday and we started our broadcast, this was the first matchup on Thursday. And before the game, you told me, in the locker room for SIAM Mandalay, you heard Tom Stasny, Mike Friesen, Jeff Bonazzo, the leaders on the SIAM Mandalay team. They were 3-14 this year. They were not all right with that being the legacy of this SIAM Mandalay team. They wanted better. They got better. They'll be playing for the championship.
They are competitors. They've got heart and soul.
Dennis Omelka just fired his stick about 20 meters down the ice. You can tell the frustration mounting on the part of Lexicon.
Finally setting in, finally.
Look, and I cannot believe I'm saying this.
What? Stassi's in the penalty box, in the sin bin.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is not a fluke. If they played again tomorrow, I think SIAM Mandalay would have a very good shot of winning that one as well. And I think SIAM Mandalay can beat KCG.
Yeah, although I will say this. They got not 3 quick goals, but they got 3 goals in the first period. They didn't play that well in the second period. They've played a lot better here in this third period, but they haven't really popped in any more goals.
As you can see on the scoreboard, by the way, the penalties were offsetting. So it appears that there will be no power play. Stasny off, and for Lexicon, Omelka off. Well, 90 seconds left. SIAM Mandalay leads by 2, and with that margin, Parker comes back out to the ice, but you wonder if Lexicon gets into an offensive set, if you'll see Parker skate off again. Yeah. However, at this point, it's all academic.
He's going to the bench. He's going to the bench.
I'm sorry to declare this done. However, with the body language on the Lexicon Lumberjack side, this game's over. When you see guys throwing sticks, there will be no comeback. This game is over.
Yeah, frustration has finally set in on the Lumberjacks. They didn't expect to be down 2 games in a row in the playoffs and possibly out, unless they come back in the next minute and 10 seconds.
Face-off won, but not cleared from SIAM Mandalay. 60 seconds left. Now that one's back out to neutral, and Kinborn will have to come back and reset. I am stunned. Justin Saint-Denis, the captain for Lexicon, back to Kinborn. He'll shoot. Saved. Loose in front. Still loose.
It's still loose.
McConnell picks it up, gets it to Friesen. Friesen will chip it down the ice. Everyone kind of stomped as if there was a whistle. There wasn't a whistle. Arola will just fire it to Shakhnovsky across the rink, and Shakhnovsky's shot was deflected and blocked by Sean Berg. Under half a minute left. 4-2 SIAM Mandalay. The Tom Stasny empty netter was the icing. Arola fires one from a bad angle. That one's turned aside easily. Arola has it again. Feeds Kinborn. Kinborn snaps a shot. That one goes wide. 10 seconds left. Now 9, now 8. Kinborn again just winds and fires. He'll score with 5.1 seconds left on the clock. And it's a 4-3 game. It will take a miracle for Lexicon. But mathematically, it's not over yet.
It is possible. I think quickest goal off a face-off at center ice in the NHL has been 3 seconds. We've got 5.1 left on the time thing here. So
Mike Friesen will try to win this face-off and end the game. It goes to Promptong. He'll fire one from long range. This one is over. The SIAM Mandalay 4 seed in the playoffs. 3-14 in 2 games. They have eliminated the top seed Lexicon Lumberjacks. The series is over. We have our championship matchup. It's SIAM Mandalay and KCG.
Wow. My crystal ball did not predict this.
I don't think anybody's did except Mike Friesen, Tom Stasny, and the guys in that SIAM Mandalay locker room. Greg, I don't quite understand what we've watched today. It's going to take a while to kind of unpack everything that we saw between the 2 games. But my goodness, we have seen some memorable hockey tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and we just can't summarize it even in 5 minutes. The 2 games tonight, in fact, the whole playoff series so far, right? I've always said the playoffs are unpredictable, but I did not expect this.
SIAM Mandalay scored 3 goals in the first period to take a 3-0 lead. Lexicon scored quickly to make it 3-2 in the second. After that, that's where it would stay until the empty netter towards the end gives us our final margin. 4-1 in Game 1, 4-2 in Game 2. Can SIAM Mandalay do defensively to the powerful KCG team what they did to shut down the offensive Lexicon? 3 goals allowed in 2 games against the league's #1 team.
Absolutely, and here's why. The final is only 1 game, and anything can happen in 1 game. If it was the best 2 out of 3, you might say KCG, could do the better. But with 1 game, you don't know.
Especially as KCG will be without Jan Isaacson, who's going back to Sweden. They will most likely be without Nick Lamson, who is likely to be suspended.
Yep.
And so, now the question becomes, there's a lot of tough guys on that KCG roster. Do we see a Jesse Starasta, right? Do we see these guys who are the unsung heroes of the KCG team step up and lead? And if so, it's going to be a heck of a game.
Well, they're going to have to. And you said it earlier tonight, the second line of KCG is also very good, right? So that's the line that's going to have to, stand big in the final game.
So our championship matchup is set. Who had this on your bingo card? KCG against SIAM Mandalay. Possibly if it was a 2 out of 3, but nobody expected these teams to win 2 straight. Greg, it's been a pleasure to do it with you, and I can't wait to do the next one. We get a Thursday to rest.
Thursday, right?
I thought 2 of these games would go to a Game 3.
Right, I had my Thursday already scheduled. I have a day off now. Yeah.
Okay, so it's next Sunday.
Next
Saturday,
Saturday,
I think it.
Saturday.
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 That's Saturday. Yes.
Saturday,
Let me put
okay.
that up on the screen. I think it's
Saturday.
8 o'clock. I'm not sure the exact time. Scott will get back to us. So check your local listings.
Check your local listings.
For time of day.
Check SIAMHockeyLeague.com. Follow Thailand TV. Subscribe to wherever you're watching this.
However
YouTube,
you
Facebook.
found us, you'll find us again. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm going to sleep for like 19 hours tonight. That
Right.
was a lot of
A lot of hockey.
a lot of back and forth, end-to-end hockey. We've seen some. These were 2 teams that deserved their wins against 2 teams that really didn't want to lose. Cannot wait to bring you the championship game. Going to be a pleasure to do it with
Next
you. You're going to be
Saturday
there
night.
again on Saturday, correct?
Absolutely.
We're all
Can't
here.
take me out of this one.
All right. Thank you, Keith. For
Thank
the crew,
you, as always. Thank you, guys.
for Keith Mueller, for Greg Beatty.
Thanks, Keith.
For the entire crew, thank you so much for watching. Let me see if I can get it right once today. This is Thailand's
the big
biggest night for hockey, Hockey Night in Thailand.
And it's Mother's Day.
And happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Thank you, gentlemen. Ladies, good night.
This has been a presentation of Thailand TV.tv, winner of the SHL Golden Mike Award for Excellence in Broadcasting for Hockey Night in Thailand.